Welcome back to my channel. You're in the right place if you are looking for low-carb recipes, diet tips, tricks, anything that I can cook up in my head and on the stove doing with a low-carb diet. So if you guys follow me on Snapchat, you would see that on Valentine's Day, I made Jay one of his favorite dinners that actually I haven't made in a while. So it was cool because I was looking on my blog trying to find a recipe for Valentine's Day, and this one came up and I'm like, I have to make it. Then I realized I never videoed it for you guys. So you are in for such a treat today. My recipe that I'm gonna make is marinated pork lettuce wraps. They are so easy. And when I say that, I really mean it, guys. You're gonna love it. Let's go over, take a look at the ingredients, and then I'll show you how to whip these babies up.
So the ingredients are gonna be split into 3 categories. First is the pork and then the marinade. Next is the spicy sauce. And then we have our crunchification factor and our lettuce wraps. So let's get started. Here we have a pork tenderloin. Now you're going to want to buy about a 2-pound pork tenderloin because we are going to be removing almost all of the fat from it. Then to the marinade, we're going to need a packet of Truvia, 1/4 cup of thinly sliced scallions, a little bit of sesame oil, some soy sauce, and my favorite part, the chopped garlic and some fresh chopped ginger. So ginger might seem a little bit intimidating. This is what it's gonna look like from the store. I cut it open just so you guys can see what it looks like, but do not be afraid of this ingredient. It's literally so flavorful and it's actually easy to use. So what you're gonna wanna do is cut a piece so that it's flat. Put it on your cutting board and using a really sharp knife or a spoon works good too. Cut down the sides and get all of that fibrous outer edge and cut that off. Those are the pieces you literally just want to discard and get rid of. Then you're gonna have the interior piece, which is what we really want. This is the best part. This tastes amazing. You're gonna wanna cut it into thin strips, again, using a really sharp knife, and then cut it into smaller pieces. Just be really careful and go slow, and it will be perfect. This is exactly how I prepped my ginger for this recipe. Any unused ginger you can actually store in a little plastic bag in your fridge for a few days or up to probably about a week. Next, we have scallions. These can also seem a little bit confusing when you get them from the store. They have a lot of outer leaves on them that can sometimes be a little gross. So I like to just peel them off, cut off the end that has the little root on it, and then go back to the other side again and check to see if there's any other pieces you can just cut off and discard. This middle piece is exactly what we want, especially for this recipe. I like to cut it in half and then, again, using a sharp knife, just slice it into small pieces. This is exactly what I put into the marinade for our recipe for today. For the spicy sauce, you're going to need some sour cream, some sriracha, and then, of course, we need a little bit more soy sauce. For the crunchification, I have some coleslaw mix right from a bag from the grocery store. And today I'm using Bib lettuce, but you could also use iceberg, you could use romaine, anything your heart desires that is a big enough leaf that will hold all of your ingredients. For the Bib lettuce, this is exactly how it comes from the grocery store. You want to cut off the root, and then you literally have a whole head of lettuce. All the leaves will kind of fall off on their own. Any ones that have a blemish on them or don't look that great, you can just discard them. The other ones you want to just take off, and then at this point you can wash and rinse them and get them prepped and ready for your lettuce wraps. It's really that easy. Okay, so here we have our pork tenderloin. What I'm gonna start doing is just trimming off as much of the fat as I can. This will make your lettuce wraps nice and like butter when you're biting into them. Now, what you can do so that your pork is easier to cut, you can actually put it into the freezer for about 30 to 45 minutes before you're ready to cut it. That will make it really nice and cold, and it will make it so much easier to cut. So here, what I'm doing is just removing as much fat as possible. Now, you might take off some of the meat, but don't even worry. No one is going to come and yell at you. You guys know the story. So cut off as much fat as you can. Once you've removed as much fat as you can, you're going to want to start going down the tenderloin and slicing it into thin pieces. Some of the pieces are going to be small. Some of them are going to be bigger. It's totally fine. This is what we like to call rustic, aka cat heart style for do what you can. It's going to turn out perfectly and taste amazing no matter what. So make thin slices using a sharp knife, and then as you can see, it's perfect just like that. So now it's time to get the pork marinated. It could not be any easier. It's literally chop all the ingredients, put them in with the pork. Come on down and take a look. So I have my pork in here. First thing I'm going to do is add in my soy sauce right on top.
Then the next liquid we will add in is the sesame oil. This stuff smells amazing. It just reminds me of like all of these great, like almost like Asian flavors. We're gonna go in with our ginger. Okay, then next is the garlic. Garlic is just amazing. Green onion, go right in. And lastly, we have just 1 packet of Truvia. This just is our sugar component. It just kind of helps balance out all of those really savory and strong flavors. So now, this could not be any easier. Now that everything is in here, we're gonna give this a good toss. All right, so I'm mixing this marinade today in a glass bowl like this that has a lid on it, which is the perfect way to do this. If you don't have a container like this, it's totally fine. Just do it in a resealable plastic bag and you will be good to go. So this is gonna go in the fridge for a minimum of 1 hour. The other day I had it in there for 5 hours. Oh my God, the flavor just gets better and better the longer you have it in the fridge, which is great. Today I'm just gonna do it for a few hours while I'm doing other things around the house. So we're gonna pop the lid on this. This is going to go in the fridge. And then in the meantime, while this is marinating, you want to also make your sauce that goes on top, because the longer that sits in the fridge, the better that gets as well. So I'll meet you right back here in just a few seconds and we're gonna make the sauce. Just like the marinade, the sauce is super, super easy. 3 ingredients that you saw before. We're just adding them into a bowl, mixing it really well, and then popping that in the fridge to marinate and get all those flavors really, really mingled together, and it's gonna be the best sauce ever. So, first thing is first, our base is gonna be some sour cream. Now the best part about this sauce, I know you're seeing sriracha. Sometimes people get scared of sriracha because it is quite spicy. In this case, for the sauce, if it's too spicy, add more sour cream. If it's not spicy enough for your taste, add some more sriracha. That's the coolest part about this. And I made a little bit of mess, but that's what cooking is. And then you put in your soy sauce. So taste it the way that I'm making it. I think it is a little bit on the spicy side, but like I said, if you like it spicier, add more sriracha. And if you don't like it that spicy, add a little bit more sour cream, and then you will be good to go. But we're gonna get a really nice pale pink colored sauce here. And you wanna just mix this really well to get everything combined. Okay, and then we are good to go. And you're gonna pop this into the fridge. This can sit in the fridge just like the marinade is until you're ready to eat dinner. So, I'm gonna clean off my spatula, try to clean up the mess that I just made. All right, there we go. And then we're gonna put some plastic wrap on this and get it right into the fridge. Okay guys, I am so excited because we are ready to eat dinner and I'm starving. So the day kind of got away from me a little bit, and this actually was in the fridge marinating for almost 7 hours, which is totally fine. It's actually even better that that's what happened because there's gonna be so much more flavor in this pork. And I wanted to show you, I know we had a marinade, like a liquid marinade before, but you're almost gonna see that there's no liquid left. The meat soaks everything up. So this marinade is actually gonna turn into what we throw in here. We're gonna put the whole thing in. All of the ginger, all of the garlic, we're gonna try to get all of that in there. Put this on a single layer, and you're gonna wanna mix this around until no more raw pork is showing. And this will take a couple minutes. The skillet is on almost high heat, and I have a tablespoon of vegetable oil that was really, really hot in there before I added everything in. So now all we have to do is continue to mix until there is all cooked pork, and then we'll be ready to assemble our lettuce wraps. So just like that, the dinner comes together. I told you, the longest part of this whole recipe is definitely the marinade time. The pork takes 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes. You just have to slice it really thin in the beginning, like I told you. So now I have picked out my 3 favorite little lettuce leaves here, and I wanna show you how I like to assemble these wraps, and I think they are literally perfect like this. So What you want to do is lay your lettuce leaves down, grab a spoon, and then spoon in the pork mixture. As much or as little as you like. I think 3 small pieces is perfect for each lettuce wrap, but it's going to depend on how big your lettuce leaves are, of course. There you go. Get the sauce, get the ginger, get everything in there. It's all good flavor. That's what we want. All right. And I just want to get 2 more little pieces. Perfect. Okay. So now what I like to do, remember, crunchification is my cabbage slaw mix. So we're going to put a little bit of that on top. Low carb again. Nice and crunchy. It's just amazing with this. It's literally the perfect accompaniment. It really is. Put as little or as much as you like. That's the best part. You guys know me. I love to make your own food. Put this all on the table just like this and let everybody make their own wraps with as much sauce, crunchiness, and as much meat as they like. Lastly, we're going to take our sauce, my spicy sauce, and just put a couple, like a little line, a couple dollops on each one. A little bit goes a long way with this sauce because it is quite spicy. So use as much as you like. I'm not afraid of spice, so I'm going to pile it on. And just like that, guys, we have our pork marinated lettuce wraps. So amazing, so much flavor. You guys are gonna love this. I'm gonna bite into this little one over here. And because everything, you know, it's not overfilled, look how cute that is, and it stays right together. It's not dripping, it's perfect. Make it this way, you'll love it. I'm going in for a bite. So much flavor. I'm so dead serious right now. The meat is so tender. It literally is like butter in your mouth. Slicing it thin, marinating it, cooking it really quickly on the stove. It is perfect every single time. Trimming that fat is so important. I need to go in for another bite, guys. You guys are gonna love this. Did I get it on me? I swear. Make this for your husband or your wife. It's so easy, so flavorful. You see what's here. It's so simple, but so much flavor in such an easy meal. Click on the link below. It'll go to my blog. It's an old recipe of mine, but it is amazing, and I'm so sorry I haven't shared it with you guys until now. This was my Valentine's dinner after all, and Jay loved it. So if you guys like this recipe, give it a thumbs up. Please try it. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you switch out ingredients, because that would be really cool too. I love to know what other people are doing, how they like to customize their lettuce wraps. And then thank you so much, guys, for watching. If you like this video and you like some of my other ones, please subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to put out a lot of low carb recipes, diet tips, and tricks for you guys so that you guys can survive on a low carb lifestyle just like I am. I'm gonna take my wine and my lettuce wraps and go have an amazing dinner. So I hope you guys have a great day, a great night, and happy cooking to everybody. Cheers.